Hi, I'm Jim. I'm a narcissist. I have narcissistic personality disorder. Making these videos for anybody that thinks that they could be helpful in any way. Just to make you aware, I'm not a licensed professional counselor. I'm not a licensed professional therapist. I am not a licensed professional psychologist, nor am I a licensed professional psychiatrist. Oh yeah, who wants to give me the medication pad, man? Start scribbling out. What you want? What you want? Yeah, no, I'm not a licensed anything. But I've been diagnosed with this disorder, so I think that puts me in a situation to have a unique perspective, seeing how only 1.2% of the population is diagnosed with the disorder. And of course, there are several different types of narcissistic personality disorder, which means that the percentage of people that have the type that I have is even smaller. So yeah, I'm just offering my perspective. And here's the thing, this might not be what you're seeing, right? And this might not be seen in someone that you think may have this disorder. All I'm saying is sometimes these are the things I notice, and I wonder if it's part of my disorder. So what I wanted to talk about is emotion. And man, you know, here's the thing. You got narcissistic personality disorder, you got trauma. End of story. N-O story. There's no option B, right? Don't be looking for option B, right? This disorder was created in trauma, period, right? Mine comes from survivor's guilt. When I was young, my brother and I were coming home from baseball practice. He was hit by a car. I was not. So I have survivor's guilt from that, and that's what created my disorder, right? So whatever your trauma is, right, that's what created your disorder, this disorder. So my trauma created my narcissistic personality disorder, and so did yours, right? If you know somebody has this disorder, right, you know, feel free, you know, to if you know enough about them, you know, to acknowledge what you believe the trauma was in their life that created this disorder, right? With that being said, you know, a couple things. First off, you got to get ready for there is no Hollywood cure, right? So when I say that, you remember Good Will Hunting? Robin Williams, man, he was the bomb in that movie, right? He was awesome. He had a good beard, better than mine. He didn't have all these grays in there in his, right? Robin Williams, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, right? So if you remember, like right towards the end, man, Robin Williams been doing the psychology thing with Matt Damon, and he just couldn't get it, right? Couldn't get it. Matt Damon was a brick. Put up his walls, man, right? Robin Williams said, it's not your fault. Matt Damon, yeah, I know. But Robin Williams comes in closer. That's a metaphor, right? He's getting in deeper, right? No, it's not your fault, son. Yeah, I know. And he gets in closer, the metaphor, right? As he's getting closer and closer and closer. And then he finally, you know, gets right up on him. It's not your fault, son. And then, guess what? Matt Damon's cured. It's all gone. Man, he takes that, I don't know her name, that Irish, I think she's Irish. He takes her, they get in the car, they leave a note and they leave. Remember Robin Williams is like, he stole my line, that son of a bitch. Or whatever he said, right? Right? And it's done, magic cure. That's bullshit. That is not possible. That is never going to happen, right? And that really sucks, because I thought it was a possibility. I've shared before, and there's a video of it. I have had the closest to anything anybody could ever have in their life to an aha magical cure, right? And it doesn't work. What it does is it gets us a little bit better. It gets us a little bit closer, but there is no cure. You will have that trauma the rest of your life. What we need to do is we need to get as much of that emotion out and to process as much as we can, and it'll help us progress, but we will never be cured. Never. And that trauma never goes away. And Robin Williams lied to me. And Matt Damon lied to me. Those bastards. So I'll share. So, again, me and my brother are coming back from baseball practice. So, and this happens, that the human mind will alter facts, right? So I believed the car was coming from the left. And there's a video, I'm actually standing in the spot where the accident happened, when I went back home for a visit. I was talking to my mom, confronting some things about my survivor's guilt, you know, that I felt from her. And she was like, no, Jim, that's not how it happened. There are eyewitnesses. That car was coming from behind you. I stood in the spot. There is no way, there is no possible way standing there that I could have seen the car coming. And there's nothing I could have done in any way, shape, or form to have stopped this accident. It is not possible. My mind saw it. I stood there. in the same spot where that accident happened. And I still woke up the next day with survivor's guilt. It was lessened a little bit. I made progress. But I did not get cured. And I will never be cured. And you will never be cured. I'm not saying that as a negative, but you need to know that. And if you know somebody that has this disorder, you need to know that they're never going to cure their narcissistic personality disorder, and they're never going to cure their trauma. What they're going to do is they're going to release some of the emotion from it, which is really going to change things on the inside. We're filled up with so much suppression of emotion that we got to get some of that out. And that's what we got to work on for the rest of our lives, getting a little bit better each time. But this will never be gone. It'll never be cured. Never. Never. You got to be ready for that. Sorry, man. Sorry. It's just how it is. Right? I mean, I got to deal with it. I got to come to terms with it. I thought it existed. I chased the fucking Wizard of Oz, man. I did. Right? I went after the briefcase in Pulp Fiction. Right? I went looking for the pot of gold at the end of the fucking rainbow. Right? I'm not kidding. I believed it. Right? I bought in. I did. With everything I had. And that's not going to stop my journey, though. All that does is make me aware of what my journey needs to be. My journey needs to be a lifelong commitment to as much progress as I can get. Day in and day out working on this. Right? That's my journey. And that's okay. All right? But I need you to know that. And if you know somebody has this disorder, I need you to know that about them. Right? But that's not even my topic today. So, my topic today is, hey, when you start getting into this stuff, opening up this survivor's guilt, this trauma, you got to get ready. Because here's how it works. Okay. So, let's say you've got no, that's not a good. You know me, I love these analogies. I'm thinking of a good one. Let's see. All right. So you got a cage with a whole bunch. All right, here you go. You got Noah's Ark. And I apologize. I couldn't think of anything else. I didn't want to go religious. You got Noah's Ark, man, right? Noah's Ark to every animal in the on the earth. You open that door, and you're like, you know what? We're just going to let the elephants out, right? That don't happen. It's not possible. All those animals are just going to go crazy, right? You open that door, and you can't decide which come out and which stay, right? That's how this works. You open that door, and you don't know when they come out either. Okay? Right? And I'm not joking. And the reason I say that is you need to be ready. Because when you start processing this trauma, like I am with my survivor's guilt, I mean, it opens up this emotional reverse vacuum, if you will. Instead of vacuuming in, sucking in, it's shooting it out. And it doesn't even, sometimes you don't even expect it. Like, here's the thing. I watch a sad commercial, or I hear a sad song, or, you know, I think of something that reminds me of that girl. That girl, man. That girl. And by the way, everything reminds me of that girl. I promise you, my brain can springboard anything into reminding me of that girl. I promise you. Anything. Springboard. That girl, man. That girl. That girl, man. Till the day I die, I'm gonna love that girl. Okay, all right, stop. I got stuff. I got important stuff I gotta talk about. Right? I'm already fixated enough on that girl. Right? But you know, I'm thinking again. You know, I get it. I see something that really reminds me of that girl, and you know, I start crying. You know, you understand you're triggered. You know, something emotional spurred on that emotion, and you're already emotional. So in situations where you normally might not be crying, you know, now you're really crying. But, and I was kind of ready for that a little bit. Here's what I wasn't ready for the guys. Like, remember when you were first like going through puberty? You'll be in school, and out of nowhere, you're like, erection, right? And you don't know why. Like, if you look at a hot girl, and you're like, okay, I get it. I'm looking at the hot girl, right? I get it. You know, and for the girls, you know, I'm sorry, or whatever, you know, looking at a hot girl, right? Looking at a hot guy, looking at a hot whoever. Right? Whatever you're attracted to, you know what I mean? And right? Now the girls, they don't have the erection like the guys do, so it's, but guys, man, I'm not joking. You know what I'm talking about. And sometimes it just happened for no reason. And you're like, what is causing this right now? Makes no sense. No sense, right? And you got a couple of years where that just keeps happening. And for no reason at all, right? That's the stuff I'm talking about. You're going to do that with crying. No reason at all. So it really hit hard yesterday. I was having a rough day. And I'm talking about, so where I work at, we're in cubicles, and the cubicles aren't high. I mean, they're barely above like waist high. So I got a person in the cubicle next to me, across from me, and I'm the end cubicle, and I am right next to my boss's boss's boss. This is his office, right? And I mean, I'm telling you, just sitting there. And the next thing you know, man, waterworks. And we're not talking like little trickles down the eye. I mean, completely down the cheeks, like full on. And here's the thing. I see this as an opportunity, right? If my eyes are crying, they're doing it for a reason. That stuff's got to get out. I mean, and I feed that fire, right? I don't, oh my God, I'm at work. I got to stop. I start feeding that fire, right? I start thinking about, like what my brother's life would be like if he hadn't been in that car accident. I start thinking about that girl. Oh my God, right? Yeah. I start pushing as much of that emotion as I can out. Get as many of those tears out as I can. I push it, right? Even though I'm sitting at the desk praying that my boss's boss doesn't come out of the office right there. The person across from me doesn't look up from their computer because they stand up and be like, Jim crying? What are you crying for? What's going on with Jim, right? I mean, yeah, like 5 times yesterday that happened. And just at different times. I mean, and no warning at all. And again today, just no reason. But really important, you got to be ready for it. Here's the thing. I'm not an expert, but I got the disorder. So the disorder always wants to make us think we're the only one. That, hey, nobody else is like me. And it's not like I'm special. It's no, my life is so much harder because nobody else has things the way that I do, right? That's just, part of the NPD. So I try not to do that. But I got to acknowledge, hey, there is kind of a chance that I'm crazy and I'm the only one that doesn't happen with other NPD people. That's possible, right? I got to acknowledge that. But I think here's the thing. I think it's worth bringing up because, hey, if you were processing some trauma, man, this might be helpful, right? Because first off, like if you start crying, I think the last thing you want to do is be afraid of it, want to stop it, feel ashamed, right? At this point, you want to embrace it, right? So the way I look at it, oh man, nobody's gonna know what I'm talking about, right? I'm old. You can see the grays, right? I'm old. Like when you're siphoning gas, so you put the hose in, and then once it starts flowing, because you're gonna put it in the gas can or whatever, right? Once it starts flowing, it's gonna flow until all the gas is out, right? And it's gonna take it from wherever you're siphoning it from to whatever you're siphoning it into. But if at any point you kink it and stop it, it's done, right? Whatever is in the original can is staying there. Whatever's in the new can is staying there. You have to completely start over, right? Right, and you have to go back to, and if you've never siphoned before, right, you're gonna get some in your mouth and have to spit it out, right? I mean, it's nasty, it's gross. So you only want to start once. You only want to do that once and get it all out, right? That's what this is like. That's a good metaphor. Well, it'd be a better metaphor if anybody knew what I was talking about. Nobody knows about siphoning gas, man. But the gas prices they are today, you might need to learn. I think I saw like $3.30 today. All right, yeah. But it's like that. I mean, you gotta let that flow. I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it, right? I got that flow started. I'm gonna push it out, get as much out as I can, right? Boom, boom, get all that emotion. I mean, like I said, so I'm encouraging that cry. I'm laying into it. I'm leaning on it. I'm supporting it. Yeah, I am. Every tear you cry is going to get you to a little bit of a happier future. We just need to realize we're not going to be cured in picking up that Irish girl and dropping off a note at Robin Williams' door on our way out of town. What did the note say? Something I had to go see about a girl? Oh, come on, man. See, everything reminds me of that girl, man. Everything. That girl, man. Damn. Yeah. And I told you, it's for me, just knowing she's here, just knowing she's alive, right? Knowing she's happy. That's what, yeah. And I still do all the stuff I talked about, like on my job, you know. I'm happy for her. She's moved on, right? I wish her the best of luck. I wish her the greatest life ever. I really do, you know. And while I'm jogging, I do those affirmations, you know what I mean? And they work. They work wonders. I truly, genuinely, you know, sincerely feel happiness for her, you know. And I am more than willing to admit that I'm okay with the fact that you know, she did the right thing and she moved on. I'm okay with that. Doesn't stop me from feeling the way that I do. And that's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up over feeling that. I've come to terms with, here's the thing. Just like this, I'm going to have this disorder till the day I die. I'm going to have survivor's guilt till the day I die. Man, I'm going to pine over that girl till the day I die. Every second for the rest of my life, I'm going to pine over that girl. I'm okay with that. I'm embracing it, right? I can't change it, right? Yeah. I'm not never. And here's the thing. I'm never gonna let her know. Never gonna let her know. That's what my disorder would do. You know? Yeah. Right? Yeah. I'm gonna let her be happy. I'm gonna let her have an amazing life. It's gonna make me feel good knowing that I'm doing the right thing. Right? I didn't always, you know. I had exes that I tried guilting back into relationships and used the manipulation and all that other stuff. I'm glad I'm not. Yeah, I really am. Yeah, and I'm glad she's happy. I am. It always goes back, come on, man. Can I get through one of these without... Okay. So I will share something else. So I'm not trying to glory hound, you know, but frame of reference, I talked about in my last video. I did a packing trip on the Appalachian Trail, and I really felt like I kind of connected. And I've spent some time, you know, I've been back, today's day 3. And I thought I was having some reacclimation issues, which, I mean, it's not like I was out there for, like, ever. But, you know, I think it's a little bit different. I don't think my attraction to wanting to be out there for a long period of time, even live out there on the Appalachian Trail. I'm not sure if you're aware, it takes like people that hike the Appalachian Trail from one end to the other, it takes them like 6 months, you know, on average like $8,000, right? You know, you have to stop off for supplies, you know, a lot of them stay at some hostels, you know, here and there, you know, while they replenish, you know, stuff like that. So, and that's on top of like the bills you have to pay in like your real life or whatever. I don't think my attraction, or initially I was like, man, I'm a hiker, right? You know, if you can see it, my waterfall tattoo. I mean, that's what I do. Is it? There you go. Is that? That's the best you're gonna get. All right, that's my waterfall tattoo. I hike. That's what I do. I mean, I love the outdoors, right? I love sitting on my hammock I did a video at my Zen, right, next to that waterfall. That waterfall. That's the tattoo, right? That's my Zen. And I thought that was the attraction. And you know, and normally I'm a day hiker. You know, that literally means like You go, you leave a home, you go, you hike, you come back to that home that day hiker, right? So I thought, man, this is multiple days. I'm sleeping outside, and you know what I mean? And it's just an elevation of the hiking where, now I'm there for multiple days. And that's my attraction, because, man, I got something for those waterfalls. I got something for the outdoors. I got something for all of it. I don't think that's it. I don't think it's an attraction to there as much as it's a want to not be here. I don't feel connected to the society. I don't feel connected to the people in it. I don't feel a part of it. I don't feel like I fit in. I never have. I feel like I belong here. And that is why I want to be there. Because it's not here. And here's the bad news. If I walked, and this is the truest talk you're ever gonna get, I'm not gonna be happy wherever the fuck I go. Yeah, I'm gonna be happy for a little bit. Like if I gave up my life here and I went on the Appalachian Trail tomorrow, I'd be happy for a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks. But where the fuck I go, I'm still gonna be me. With this disorder, with this survivor's guilt. I can't escape it. Right? And I'm not gonna be happy wherever I go. Because I'm not happy with me. And that's what I'm working on. I'm a lot happier with me today than I was months ago before I acknowledged I had this disorder. I promise you that. My life is better today than it was then. I can see the progress. I can. I love myself more today than I did then. Am I where I need to be? No. And I'm not at a point where if I was out there, I'm happy enough with myself that I'd be okay. I'd eventually be miserable there too. Yeah. But I'm having a hard time. Having a real hard time. Just something's drawing me out there, and like I said, I don't think it's drawing me to it as much as it doesn't want to be here. And I imagine if you have this disorder, then maybe you have some of those same feelings and thoughts. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. But hey, that's why we do what we do, right? And what do? Right? We work it. We acknowledge that we have this disorder, right? We acknowledge that we can't beat this disorder on our own. So we get a therapist, right? And we truly accept the information that therapist has to offer us. And we make a commitment that we want our future to be better than our past, that we want to stop emotionally abusing people, that we want to stop abusing the people we care about. We want to stop abusing the people we love. We want to stop abusing the people that we don't even know that we're abusing. The ones that are in public, the people, the cashiers, the customer service reps on the phone, that we don't want to abuse anybody at all. We acknowledge that we want that future to be better than the past. We work with our therapist at alleviating some of that trauma. Like I talked about earlier, it's never going to be gone. All right, there is no cure. It's never going to be completely gone. But it's going to get a little bit better over time, and a little bit better, more and more and more and more and more. You know what it's like? This is exactly what it's like. Okay, all right, I got you with my metaphor today. My metaphor today. All right, this is the metaphor of the day. All right, okay. So let's imagine, for whatever reason, they tell you you can't have any more grills, no more grills, and you're like, fuck, man, that's the only thing I got to cook on, right? I don't have a kitchen, right? I don't know why, right? Crazy scenario, but oh, that's right, man. I got that old grill that's in the backyard. That thing is like 20 years old. Man, I cooked all kinds of stuff on it. I haven't even cleaned that. They probably got like mice and rats living in that thing, right? You can't go buy a new grill, no more grills, right? You can't cook in your kitchen because there's no kitchen, right? What are you gonna do? You gotta clean the grill. So, you get all your fancy sprays and scrubbers. Man, you can't just do it in a day. I mean, you're gonna spray it, it's gotta soak for like 4 hours, scrub, keep doing that over and over and over again. It's gonna get a little bit better as time goes on. But that grill's never gonna look brand new, right? No matter what you do. But that doesn't stop us from cleaning that thing before we get ready to cook on it again. You know what I'm saying? Man, you ever go over to somebody's house having a grill? They're having like a grill party, and they go over there and they're just about to fire up the grill and they lift that lid and you're like, oh, I ain't eating anything coming out of that grill, right? Yeah, we've been there. That's Uncle Joey. Yo, Uncle Joey, clean your fucking grill. What's wrong with you? Fucking smack you in the mouth, dude. Yeah, right. Nobody eating all but Uncle Joey grill. That dude nasty. He doesn't clean his, right? But that's what it's like. I mean, we know we gotta scrub, and we can't get it all immediately. It's gonna take a lot of time, and it's never gonna be perfect. But we gotta keep trying. We gotta keep cleaning. Yeah, it's like that. That's what we're doing with our trauma. My survivor's guilt, right? And we got to accept there's no cure for any of this. That trauma and that survivor's guilt's always going to be there. That disorder's always going to be there. But we're going to make a commitment to fuck that shit up every day, right? It's a battle. It's one that we got to fight because, we know what the consequences are. Consequences are we hurt people, right? We hurt ourselves, yeah. All right. Yeah. Maybe the thing about crying without having any, like, for no reason. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I think it's worth bringing up, because I tell you what, and that's one of those, like, sometimes there's no rhyme or reason. Like, I was jogging and wasn't thinking about anything and just started crying. I was laying on my couch, working on my computer, remotely, started crying, right? I know, it's been like that the last couple of days. We open that up and it's just, we open the door of Noah's Ark, man. You don't know what's coming out when, right? Yeah, you just gotta let it. And I thought it was worth bringing up. All right, hope it was helpful in some way.